All right. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Feel free to grab some drinks, or if you're online, please grab your drinks and notepad. It's going to be some good information tonight. Thank you for joining us in person, of course, and online to this very, very special event. We're grateful for everybody being here tonight. It's a truly my pleasure to introduce and heartfelt honor to introduce Dr. Catherine tonight. Dr. Catherine's a national recognized expert in functional integrative and longevity medicine with more than 20 years of experiencing she's a respected leader in bioidentical hormone therapy and women's wellness. She is passionate and about guiding women through perimenopause and menopause with clarity, compassion, and evidence-based with strategies that truly work. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Catherine Osini.
Wow, well, it's good to have everyone in tonight. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. It's a beautiful night. I know we're expecting the cold front, but at least we are here before the cold front started. So this is a great day to be here. So thank you all for joining me in person and online. Hi, hello, good evening. And we have an amazing amount of us women online as well. So, and sir, it's good to have you. Welcome. All right, so we are going to not waste a lot of time and just dig deeper tonight in perimenopause and menopause and have a very good conversation and answer questions. So I want to make a conversation tonight where you're able to ask me questions, I'm able to answer, we're able to discuss and maybe make it a little more personal. I mean, we have a nice cozy group here in person and so online. So tonight I am going to definitely get into answering those questions for you, those burning questions you might have had, or maybe clear some things, clear the air in certain areas as well. So sit tight and get ready, and we're ready to go. And thank you again for being here. All right, so just to kind of clear the air a little bit tonight, could it be perimenopause? I'm 44 and I think I'm going crazy. I cry, then I'm happy, sad, angry, and then cry more. Hot and cold, all in one sentence. And, yes, we laugh about it. It's actually a thing of joy because I think if anyone would go through this motion of perimenopause or menopause, who else would be able to handle it more than us women? Oh, yeah. Let's be honest, right? I mean, love our men, but boy, it's just, in one sentence, happy, cold, hot, loving, like, you're in the same sentence. But hey, that's somehow we feel when we're in perimenopause. And then menopause, I'm fine. I hate you. Oh, I said that too quickly. I love you. I want ice cream. Come here. Get away. Oranges? All in one, So, I think we women, we can all laugh about that, right? Because this is all about ourselves. So we can lighten the mood and just enjoy the process. And that's what this is about. We're going to embrace this process of perimenopause, in menopause, or whatever stage of life we're in. Menopause explained. I'm hot. I forget stuff. And the stuff I do remember really, really annoys me. Like, why am I remembering that? I don't want to remember that. And menopause is just puberty in reverse. How many of us remember puberty? That's interesting. So, I think we can all relate, even though we might not want to admit, but I know we can all relate to some of this at some point in our lives. So, well, we have a poll here for you tonight. The first one, and you can use your QR code to try something simple, something interesting tonight. So take a picture. Yeah. So we're going to attack it tonight. So we want you to take a screenshot of that and take that poll to answer this question: which symptom has impacted your quality of life the most lately? And I want you to be very, true to yourself. What's that symptom you're going through that's impacted you the most out of all the symptoms? What exactly has been the main one? Okay. All right. And our virtual online guest tonight, please. I would love for you to take a poll as well. Okay. Brain fog or forgetfulness. This is very helpful. Sleep problems. There we go. Hot flashes. We're going. All right. Okay. Are we able to see that? Are we able to also transmit that so we can see the? This is very interesting. We have the poll going. Is it showing? Okay. This is cool.
Unfortunately, it's more for that. It seems to be.
Are we able to see? Oh, we're not able to.
No.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, but
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you, we have some top ones here: hot flashes and night sweats, sleep problems, brain fog or forgetfulness. Weight gain kind of like was one of the lowest one. It kind of matches the mood swings. So pretty interesting. Okay. All right. Oh, and well, if you change your mind, we'll come back to that later on.
yeah, you should be able to see from your phone if you're participating in the poll.
Oh, did you see that? Oh, okay, on your phone. Okay, and to see what it looks like. Okay, right. Okay, so I hope all our virtual members also were able to participate in the poll tonight. Okay, very good, very good. At least we had quite a number of people participate.
Oh, yes.
Good. All right, did you see that? Pretty interesting. Okay, so today's woman in this world we live in, it's a little different. Don't we all think? Again, this is very interactive. So as a woman today, if you compare yourself to your grandmother, your great grandmother, I think we can say that there's just a lot more that we're dealing with. I guess probably environmental, right? Plays a huge part in that with the obesity or overweight. I don't think thinking about my grandmother and my mother and how much they dealt with that wasn't much of an issue. Now we have 70% of women are more, obese or overweight now in America, and that's a little bit of a concern, isn't it? And then burnout. We now hear that term more and more, and more of I'm burnt out, I'm overwhelmed. 55% of women are actually reported to have some form of moderate to severe burnout, as opposed to what we could have even about 2 decades ago. Anxiety is a big one. Anxiety, almost even all women before hitting premenopause are complaining. 1 in 3, that's significant. Dealing and reporting anxiety, and we know women are twice as likely to be diagnosed with anxiety and wanting to be put on a medication for it. So our society has changed, and women, as kind of we've evolved into this point of where we're on that high and fast highway of just going and going and going to where we exhaust ourselves compared to how it's been in the past, right? We're taking care of our elderly, we're taking care of ourselves, our spouses, our loved ones, our children, the society, the community. We are we're givers. We're always giving, and we give until when we empty ourselves and we have nothing else to give. And we're all guilty of this. And then no one is taking care of us the way we should, because nobody really understands us, right? Okay. All right, good. The life of a woman, can basically be from prenatal, from when, a child, and then you go into childhood, and then you go into that's when you have the puberty. We're learning about our hormones, about we have all this coming developments, that new things that are coming, like, oh, our bodies are changing. And then you get into marriage, your marriageable age, you get married, then you deal with fertility if you choose to have children or not, then you deal with that, or you're maybe it's easy for you or if it's not. But we also notice that that's becoming an issue. Secondary fertility, infertility is a big problem. So where's all this coming from? My goodness. So it's almost like from when a child is, a girl is born, and even some of our daughters or teenagers are dealing with hormonal issues early on, and even having to be pushed into being put on oral contraceptives as young as in the teenage years. So it's kind of ongoing, and then you get through all that, and you finally have a baby, or you don't, and then you go into premenopause and perimenopause, and then menopause. My goodness, do we ever get a break? Do we get a break? So, well, but you know what? If we all had to do it again, I'm sure you all say you love being a woman, right? You love the opportunity to be the one to give, to put yourself in the opportunity to give back, because we're always givers, right? A lot of women are givers, and we don't know how to take. So tonight, I wanted to take and have the opportunity to learn from one another and take from what we have today and give back to someone else in your community. Okay, and that's part of what has driven me to do what I do here. Is I feel like I want to give, and believe it or not, when we're gathered here, I'm also taken from here. It's the community. And by the way, it's great to be online, but there's nothing like being here physically. And I remember my dear friend told me once after COVID, I said, oh, I think I'm just going to go online. It's just virtual. And she's like, no, you can't change that. There's nothing like a community. There's nothing like the positive energy. We share the interaction, and our world is changing, and we need that. And we need that social interaction. It's so important. And the energy we share amongst each other. So, as I mentioned earlier, the life of a woman goes from childhood, she's developing all her hormones. And as the hormone is surging, she goes to puberty, starts getting those hormones in, and kind of levels off, right? When you're in that age and phase in your life, colleges, high school years, and those hormones are raging, how beautiful you look, and everything looks so supple, and oh my goodness, look at this princess, and everything looks well, and oh yeah, right, the fairy tale goes, and everything is intact, the face is lifted, I mean, everything looks beautiful. And then you go through like, oh, there's like, I can't wait to be older. I want to get older because I can't wait. I remember how many of us were like that? Like, I don't want to be in my 20s, kind of get in my 30s, because it's just, I can't just be told, right? And then you get in the 30s and like, well, life hits and like, oh, okay, what is this? Take me back. Take me back to those age. And then you mature and you realize the hormone surge happens more and more, and it waxes and wanes. And then we hit that premenopause and say, what's hitting me here? What's going on here? And then that happens and doesn't go away. And what I hear is, I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what hit me. I don't know, right? It's like you can't put your finger on it, but something is not right. Can we all admit now we've been there?
Amen.
Amen. Okay, give me a hallelujah. All right. There we go. And I know online as well. You just know something is not right, but you just can't put your hand to it. Like, why did I walk into that room? I don't know. Okay. What's going on here? Or I forgot to do something. You were just always on it. Like, do I have adult onset ADD? Never had that before. And right now I'm not, but it's part of it. It's part of life. It's part of that phase of going from premenopause to into that perimenopause, which is a long time. A long time. And then you hit right into menopause. So we're going to share some of that tonight. Like, what does it look like when you look there and you were at one stable, everything You could recall you were just with it. There was everything was right at your fingertips. Your motivation, you were just you had it all. You woke up in the morning, nothing had to wake you up. You didn't need your alarm. And 4 a.m. you were up and going, and you were just had your coffee like, hey guys. Now you're waking up like, oh gosh, another day. But you pushed through. But what happened? What happened to this decline? And that's part of what we're going to do today. So, all right, we have another poll. What's your biggest challenge in staying consistent with healthy habits at this phase of your life? What's your biggest challenge with staying so? I want you to, we all have to take the poll.
We're winners.
Okay. Oh, all right. Motivation. Okay. We talked about that. So we're going to learn a lot tonight. Motivation. What happened to the motivation? Right? I mean, a lot of us were volleyball players, soccer players. There was you wanted to do it all. So what happened to that motivation? What killed that motivation? I'm seeing another here. Time, energy. Time is just so limited, right? You don't have enough. You can wake up at 4, you just feel you drag a couple of hours of the day, then you get that energy, and before you know it, it's gone and the day is over. All right, so we see time and energy one, then we see motivation. Okay, both are going. So more of time, energy, and motivation are the two biggest things that we're seeing that at this stage of our lives is what people feel is keeping them from staying healthy. But I'll tell you all the things that are keeping you from staying healthy, why you're not staying consistent. All right, so we're going to come back to that. All right, so now we had a poll of questions over the course of the month. We've been collating questions, we might just ask some of the poll of things that, as whatever phase you're in, what has been your biggest challenge? What do you want to learn from this today? What are the main questions you have? So, do we have the first one? Okay. Is that first question coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure.
All right. So go ahead. Where are we going to see? All right. Let me go to the chat.
Okay. I have a question from Anne, who's joining us online.
Okay.
She's 42. Suddenly her cycles are all over the place. How do I know if it's perimenopause or something else?
She's 42 and her cycle is all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So a woman that is 42 is in the perimenopausal phase of her life. So, and if her cycle is all over the place, that's definitely consistent with the phase she's at. Now, if you're a mother, an aunt, godmother, you have a little one in your life, I want to beg you that I think with what we're seeing now, it's really good to help your daughters get a baseline of their hormones so that you teach them what to look for, so they start having an understanding. I really do believe that that's more important before you even put them on an oral contraceptive, to figure out where the hormones are, so that you can now start understanding where the changes are coming or what is going on. So if the cycles are all over the place, not this consistent cycle, that woman is definitely in perimenopause. And at that age, she needs to get a full comprehensive hormone panel. If you're listening to me, you want to get a full comprehensive hormone panel, you want to talk to your provider and get a full hormone with all the necessary hormones, your FSH, your LH, your estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, and you can reach out to me. I can help you get that list of hormones. Check your thyroid too, not just your female sex hormones, but other hormones as well. All right, okay. And there was another question. Okay.
Yes.
And also in-house, if you have a question, please just raise your hand and I'll interject. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we have one from Charlena. She's 47. I'm in perimenopause. I'm tired often. Could I benefit from hormones, or should I wait until I hit menopause for hormones? Will I feel better when I reach full menopause? Yeah.
Okay, wow, good question. That's a loaded question. So I'm going to take it in pieces. Can you? Okay, great. This is very interactive. You're in house. I also want to hear from you, so you can just get in and ask. So can you repeat that question, please?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 47.
Okay.
I'm in perimenopause.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired often. Could I benefit from hormones or should I wait until I hit menopause?
Okay, let's go with that. Okay, should I? So you're tired often. So I want to explain something here. Because a woman is tired often, it could be for so many reasons. I love hormones. My experience with hormones comes a long way. Either also as a provider, as a women's health specialist, as a bioidentical hormone specialist, and also as a compounding. So I've made hormones, I've created hormones, I've titrated them. So I have that understanding of how this should be. But before a woman starts hormones and she's tired, you want to get a full picture of what is causing tiredness, because it doesn't have to be hormones. It could be several. It could be even be your ferritin. It could be your iron count. It could be your thyroid. So it could be anything. It could be non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Tiredness is so broad in general that before you hone in on, oh my gosh, I'm tired, it's hormones, you want to get a full picture so that you're not misdiagnosing, and you're not just going in and then starting on hormones and it's too late and you're still not feeling good. I see a lot of that in my women's hormonal practice where they go, I've tried hormones and I still don't feel good. And that even still happened today in my practice, where a lady came to me, she's been on hormones, and she said, I just want to come see you because I've been on hormones for a while, but I still do not feel good. And I stopped the hormones. And I said, well, have you had a comprehensive lab? She said, what it is running your full gamut of labs to see what the problem is. Here I did all the labs. She has Hashimoto's thyroiditis. She also has severe hypothyroidism. And I told her, I said, well, amongst other things. So even though I'm trying to, there's no point in fixing hormones then when all things are wrong, and then she has other issues. So you've got to get to the root cause. There's some of these hormones that play very key important roles before you get into the female hormones. So yes, you're 47 and you're perimenopause, but before you start hormones, you need a baseline. And then also she had very low vitamin D. Vitamin D is not a supplement, it is a hormone. Very important. That's a key. It's a hormone. So if it's low, if you're deficient, you will feel tired, you'll feel exhausted, you'll feel brain fog. So what's the second part of that question?
And will I feel better when I reach full menopause?
Oh, okay. Well, you feel better when you reach full menopause. Well, that's a two-edged sword. You will feel better if you're doing the right things. You'll feel better if you correct the underlying issues why you have hormonal problems. So if we correct the underlying issues why you're having all those problems, absolutely you'll feel better. But if these problems are not fixed, it's still going to be an issue. I hope that answers that question. Okay. Any questions in house?
Muscle mass. I don't understand why I can 1 week, I lift a 50-pound bag of feed above my head, and now I can barely lift anything, to dump it into a bin. It's weird how I was uber strong, and now I have no strength, which is really weird to me.
So, and okay, I won't ask you for your age, but that's fine.
I'm 54.
54, okay, you're 54 years young. Okay, so muscle mass, we know that. Oh, cheers to 54. There we go. So, so muscle mass, we do lose muscle mass as we get older. We do lose muscle mass. Are you in
Post?
You're post. You already go.
Yeah.
Yeah, some women are actually still in 54, believe it or not. Yeah, I don't know, is it a blessing or a curse? I don't know. If they're at that age, yes. So that's very important, right? Muscle declines with age naturally, and we have to work to maintain it. And I know, yes, you've been lifting feed and you're not able to sustain that. Oh, and let me repeat the question for our online viewers. So the question was, at 54, not able to maintain and sustain the muscle mass and was able to carry bags of feeds and now unable to do so. And we know that as we age, muscle decreases. And one of the things we have to do with that is we have to make sure we're lifting weights. We need to lift weights. We need to keep very consistent with weightlifting. Also checking hormones, very important to check the hormones, but it doesn't have to be okay. Yes, testosterone would help with improving muscle, but we have to make sure that it's not just all about that you yourself are able to consistently bear weight with exercising. So if you've been doing you might need to go in and challenge and do some more functional training and check your hormones and check other things so that you can gain back your strength. And there's several things you can do naturally to do that and make sure that you're increasing your protein as you're working on your muscle, and also increasing muscle and checking your skeletal muscle mass, and also making sure that creatine is good. But creatine, I know everyone is up and about creatine, everyone is hyping about it. It doesn't work on its own. It's not a magic. So if you're not lifting weights, you might not see the benefits. So there's no magic pill. I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. There's no magic pill out there. We have to all work for everything we do. So to gain the benefits of muscle, we have to do that. So that's important. Good. All right. Good questions. Okay. Any more questions? Okay.
What I used to.
Do you have any questions? Yes.
Can you explain the difference from perimenopause to postmenopause?
Yes, ma'am. The question in-house was the difference between perimenopause and postmenopause. So perimenopause is that phase. I call that phase like the introductory phase of what in the world hit me. And that phase is a very long phase. That phase could be 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
17 years, and that's a long phase. And but I want to say it's a joyous phase. It's a phase where your body is changing, but you're not doomed because you're going through perimenopause. It's just almost like going through, for those that have been through childbirth, going through childbirth, yeah, it's challenging, but you do it, right? So perimenopause is just that phase. And once you know you're in it, we just have to know how to maneuver through it. So that's a phase where things are up and down. For some, it's different. For every woman, it's different. Because some women are forced into menopause. They've had different kinds of partial hysterectomy. They've had ovaries. So there are different categories, there are different complications, complexities of a woman's life that has made things change. But so that phase could be extended, and it could happen based on what you've gone through. Some women have gone through endometrial hyperplasia or cancer and breast cancer, and for whatever reason, they've been forced into that phase, to that menopause. And then menopause is when literally everything is non-existent. You just feel like it's not up and down. It's just, I just feel like my tank is empty.
How long is that?
Right.
How long does that last? That varies.
Yeah.
If you ask me, that's a long time. That's a phase post-menopause. When you're 70, you're post-menopause, right? So that's the time you start looking at the symptoms. You start treating the symptoms. So if you have UTI, you use vaginal estriol to treat UTI. That's what women postmenopause will find. You do, or you do systemic hormones. So there are different types of hormones. So menopause and I want to explain this too. So menopause is a phase that anyone that has been through any traditional education physicians, oncologists, or nurses and medical providers, all of us healthcare providers, there was not a lot of that in any training. Okay. So it's just coming to limelight. And that's where you're seeing it. Like it's coming out because now we have the baby boomers, like, what's going on? So everyone is worried because the space is like, what in the world is going on? So postmenopause, like you mentioned, what happens? You just start dealing with things. That's when a lot of times it's the UTI, brain fog, or cardiovascular risk of, oh my gosh, I'm having the hot flashes. It went away, but it's coming back again. And I need to deal with things like that. So there's so many things that happens through that. And some women get on hormones early. And there have been a lot of clinical studies to say if you get on hormones early enough, it helps. But not
By
everybody.
taking hormones, it could prevent the prolongtivity
Productivity of hormones.
menopause.
So what we heard here is by getting on hormones, should you be want to qualify for hormones? If you get on hormones, will it prevent and decrease the length of time to go through the postmenopausal symptoms? Yes, 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 yes. That's good to know as long as it's done right and it's done appropriately.
Mhm.
Yes, so that's the key. Yes, good. Wonderful. Did that help?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. All right, more questions. Do you have any more questions? Please start thinking about your questions.
I'm just hoping they put that.
Okay. All right, more questions. Okay.
Yeah, I actually had, one here, is there natural alternative to HRT that works for symptoms like night sweats and dryness?
Yes, yes. And we do have,
And actually, that segues into our next slide.
oh, okay. All right, wonderful. So we do have quite a number of natural alternatives that can help you go through this. So many options that is best suited for you. But it will be based, so for night sweats, yes. There are different herbal supplement. I'm also a master herbalist that you can use that is appropriate to help you with the night sweats. But again, it's not isolated in just one thing. The other things that we have to consider. If you drink wine to go to bed at night, wine is very relaxing, but you might hot flash more and you might have more night sweats. So that's something to consider, So that's something to consider. What is your lifestyle? Like your lifestyle plays a key part in how successful you are in perimenopause and menopause. Your lifestyle is very, 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 very important. So your lifestyle makes a lot of difference in how you go through that. And in addition to those natural things that we can use that are like black cohosh, tocotrienol, several of them, but it will have to be considering where you are, and we're testing and not guessing to see exactly what the problem is, and then giving you the right targeted tool to support those night sweats and hot flashes. And if warranted, get you on hormones. Yeah, if you qualify for that. Yes.
Memory
Memory. What helps?
going.
It's going. And okay. Remember, and that's yeah. So that again is something that it's a big factor. But the first question I want to ask. So my question here is memory is going. And like I feel like the memory is not there. So the first question to that is, are you on hormones? So the question was memory is going, you're not on hormones. Have you ever tested hormones? Have you ever had a full, and what did that look like?
I don't remember. It's a long time.
Okay.
Because my memory's gone.
Yes, so that's very important. So we need to get to the baseline and check that to see where the hormones are, one. And then two is it's very important, besides that too, to make sure that we're feeding the brain. Like at this age, there's several things we need to do. So making sure that we're getting adequate sleep. Like, like, oh, when you tell me my memory is not functioning, is not working properly, are you sleeping well? Are you resting well? Are you getting qualitative sleep? Not quantity. Because we can all say, I go to bed and I'm resting, but are you really getting into REM state? Are you really getting that deep sleep that gets you what you need? Because if you're not, that's part of it. And then what does your cortisol look like? What does your other hormones look like? And then what are your pre-existing conditions? So we need to worry about, when we look at brain function, and at this stage of menopause, postmenopause, we have to put all this into consideration and then create a life, a lifetime pattern of, okay, this is what you have to take. I love nootropics. So they're really good nutrients that feeds the brain. Those help, but again, we have to get into the underlying factors too and make sure we're checking everything, like checking all the necessary things as well. That's important. And making sure your cholesterol, some people are on statins, it drives their cholesterol too low. You need cholesterol for the brain. You need good, healthy fats. Are you on healthy monounsaturated fats? Are you, what is your diet? What does your diet look like? Again, you can't do everything by just taking, by fixing. You have to also eat a very good balanced diet. But then there's phosphatidylserine, inositol-choline. There's several really good products that works on the brain. But before we do that, we've got to make sure that everything is right. So we get to the root cause, and that's what this medicine is about. The functional integrated medicine is about getting to the root cause and looking at everything. I'm not opposed to all the modalities we have, infusion therapy and all that, but you have to not forget the basics, the foundation. Because if not, what are you building on? So once you can get that, then we can now work back and look at what that would be. So that's like a DHEA, the cortisol, and fix that. Wonderful questions. Yes, I like this. Okay.
I actually did have a question come in from Cindy.
Okay.
And this was earlier from our social media forum, and she wanted to know, can menopause make existing conditions like anxiety, migraines, and autoimmune disorders worse?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So women with autoimmune conditions, actually fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's, worsens. They feel more symptomatic when they're going through perimenopause and menopause and feel like they're always in a flare. Or, they've just been able to handle it during earlier years, and now it's just more of, I don't feel good, I'm aching, and I have brain fog. Like, there's another thing too, brain fog. Do you have Hashimoto's? We don't know. Do you have an existing autoimmune? We don't know. And some women will have we have a virus that's been in remission, EBV, Epstein-Barr virus, the mononucleosis kissing virus, and they've been fine all their lives. They've been able to handle it, and I tell them, I'm going to test your virus, just check your virus level, and it's reactive. Like, how in the world? I had EBV when I was in college. What's going on here? I don't know. I wonder what it is. It's almost like you get in. One of the things we have to also understand is as we get older, our immune system weakens. That's one of the fundamentals of just not, okay, it's just about hormones. You have to also improve your immune system. So, and then Hashimoto's, most of those things too could be, be suffering too, as well as the hormones. So most times that's why when a woman is entering that phase, you want to check everything, not just check the hormones, because one could be leading to the other. And actually mothers could be worse, like the person I saw today that, worsened hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's, and you just never knew that's been an issue. So that could be in existence and not know that. And that could change drastically. So yes, to that answer, absolutely. So we have to just see, and that's why it's important that you get baseline labs to know where you are, and so you can educate yourself as your labs are, as you're seeing that trend. So you're monitoring trends, and you're seeing where things are changing, so you know, oh, my labs are changing from this to this, and yeah, so it's good. All right, good question. Any question in house?
I did have one from Lisa, and this touches on one that you've actually were touching on before.
Okay.
About, and she wanted to know how sleep deprivation during menopause could be the major, I guess, effect for weight, mood, and blood sugar dysregulation.
Yes, 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 yes. Very good. Very, very yes. Sleep, if you're not sleeping, if you feel you're going to bed, you're awake, yes. And so that means that you're getting that circadian rhythm dysregulation. Because really, that's why it's important if you're not doing it, when you wake up in the morning, you want to step outside and get out. And as soon as you wake up, you run out like a kid and go and try to see the sunlight, even when it's not there. You might have a little bit of loss of the light, but it's been shown to really help us. You know what it does? What it does, it shuts down melatonin and starts the increasing of cortisol so that you can start your day. You have some energy and perk to start your day. And then when you get that, naturally your body gets into that phase of, okay, it's time to work and shut down melatonin. Then you go through your day, and then at nighttime, naturally what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to shut down, gradually shut off cortisol, and melatonin needs to start to rise, because if you don't have that, then you can't go to sleep. Right, Dr. Steny? Yeah, our sleep specialist. I hope I'm doing good justice. Okay, so I'm doing good justice. Okay. So we need the melatonin, right? We need the melatonin now to help us get into that sleep. Are we getting enough? Are we getting enough of that? Do we prepare ourselves to go to sleep?
Tea by my
So how? So yeah, how many of us think we should have women and sleep, and have someone talk to us about women and sleep and issues? How many of us think we need that? Just as like a lecture.
Yes.
Yes. Did you see that, Dr. Singh? Okay, you want to talk about sleep? Okay. So that it is. We need to talk about sleep and women. Dr. Singh, you heard that? Okay. So he can talk to us about sleep and women, because we have a lot of problems with sleep. We have bad sleep hygiene, bad sleep hygiene. We're not turning things off. We're not turning our brain off. Brain is overactive. We're just, that's a big problem, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a big problem. Dr. Singh, do you have anything you want to add on to that? A woman that can't sleep? Can you, yeah.
A lot to unpack. So.
Yeah, just come say something. Come say hi. Let's have her come say hi. Come and say hello. Come on, come say hi.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, come say hi. Say hello to me.
Hello to you. Yes.
So they say sleep. They can
Sleep and perimenopausal postpartum, it's huge. Just the hormonal changes affect sleep, and then lack of adequate sleep disrupts the hormonal system. So it's kind of like a bivalent. So it's like those changes in the estrogen and progesterone just disrupts.
You need to get here so they need to see.
They need to see me over there. Okay. So yes, it disrupts. So that's why when I see patients that come to me for insomnia, unable to sleep, and one of the things that we try to look into, what's their hormones doing. So I'm glad you're having this talk today, because that just, without balancing those hormones, we cannot get an adequate sleep. And all the other things that goes along with the hot flashes, the sweating at nights, That just makes things worse. And then sleep apnea gets more prevalent as we get into the perimenopausal. So you can see it's like a conundrum of different things that needs to be. But yes, we're gonna need like 2-3 sessions.
Oh, we're gonna do a pajama party.
Oh,
Yeah, another pajama party. Okay.
all right.
Thank you, doctor. Okay. So we're gonna have a pajama party, all right? And he's gonna come talk to women about sleep, and that's a big one that I've been seeing. And yes, and honestly, you're referring to Dr. Singh because sleep apnea, it's alarming. How there's that surge in
Started waking myself up.
waking myself up. Yeah, that's a yes, and the snoring.
Yeah.
And you're like, who's snoring? Like, oh, I'm partying, I love those things. So yeah, I think it's a very, very important one. So pajama party again. Dr. Cindy had one about how many more years was that? Maybe 12, 13 years ago. No, it was like 12, 13 years ago. It was so much fun. So ladies, I think we're gonna do that. So we can all, because it's important. We can talk about hormones, but we have to deal about the fundamental. And a lot of us are not sleeping enough. Is that true? Yeah. Okay. Good. Great questions. Next question.
Anne online has a question. She said, I've gained weight mostly around my midsection. What's actually happening hormonally?
Oh, it could be sleep. Honestly, I mean, when in doubt, sleep hormones, cortisol. This is where the visceral fat. That's and what's happening hormonally. Yeah, that's part of the menopause. That's part of it. Waking. Do we know how many? I mean, we all know how many symptoms is associated with perimenopause and menopause. Tons, like literally over. I think the other day we were counting, and I did a post on it. It's about almost 70. So you can blame almost everything that's happening on hormones, literally. But if you notice, it kind of converges with other things, right? So central adiposity, visceral fat midsection, yeah, certainly it's part of it, right? That's part of what we go through. But what leads to that? Not just, yeah, hormones are very, very important, yes. Decline in estrogen. Estrogen is beautiful. It's one of the best gifts that God gave us. So it does so many functions from the top of our heads all the way, the beauty. I mean, think about it. Think of all the receptors that use estrogen. And so is the midsection. Progesterone as well. Testosterone. So when you have this, and cortisol, where we stress, stress, eat, and stress, worry, and not working our way to where we're natural, we're not distressing, we're not relaxing, we're just living that flight or fright, always in that. How can we survive? Our bodies were not meant to do that. So hormones will do it, and so will your thyroid, and everything declines. We've learned that everything goes south. That's natural, but it doesn't have to stay south. So there's something I want you to leave with today, is that there's hope. It's not a doom. It doesn't have to go south. It doesn't have to stay south. You can live your best life where you are right now. You can have that brain sharp, you can have the muscle, you can have the vitality, you can have the, you can have the motivation, and you can have that body you want. We just have to tweak it. We have to understand what's going on. Metabolism does what? Metabolism decreases, right? It's not speeding up as when you were younger and you were able to eat all this kinds of food and lose weight with you doing a 1-day fast, and you had it. No, it doesn't work like that anymore. No. And you can even fast and drink water and look at her food and gain weight. How many of us have done that? Like, you just look at the plate, like, and you're sniffing and, oh, what happened, right? So we have to find a way to start changing things, really. And then there's a magic for everyone. And I'm going to talk about a product today that's kind of upcoming that I think is great, that I think we should all kind of consider. But there's so many things that we can try. There's so many tools, and I have a lot of tools. Trust me. So if you know me well enough, you know I have tools. So there's so many things we can do. Yeah. All right.
And just one more question, from, Charlena. She wants to know, does melatonin help or hurt our hormones?
Oh, the question is, does melatonin help or hurt our hormones? Melatonin is what? Is a hormone. Mhm. So that's another two-edged sword. I love melatonin. There's a lot of clinical research. I'm a researcher, I'm a nerd, I'll tell you that. I will admit to it. Maybe that's why I keep my lights on. I know my husband was like, you need to shut off the lights. I'm always like, going to read more. Like, oh my God, that's interesting. Melatonin is a hormone. It's proven to be beneficial in so many conditions. Our bodies make it naturally, but sometimes we turn it off. Remember I told you about how when you're supposed to wake up, you're supposed to turn that down, and then cortisol is supposed to rise, and then at nighttime you're supposed to turn it off. But we human beings know how to turn that melatonin off by itself because we read in our beds, the lights, we have all this artificial lights on, or we have our phones and they go scrolling, or or not meditating, turning down, doing all the healthy things to do to increase melatonin so cortisol can go down. So most times when I'm doing a 6-point cortisol test in women, especially, and checking their metabolites, what do you think is low a lot of times? Melatonin. That's why sometimes you have, because it's a hormone, and you have to treat it as a hormone, and some you have to give. Now you don't have to be on it forever, but sometimes you have to. You have to. Like when you travel, most times you disrupt your circadian rhythm. Anytime you disrupt your circadian rhythm, I think it's a good opportunity to take melatonin. And if a woman has breast cancer, there's a lot of clinical studies, also in oncology, to show that melatonin has been proven at a higher dose to help in breast cancer and recurrence prevention. Now, but that's a different type of dosing. So, if it's just for sleep, we need to get to the root cause. If you you work the shift work disorder, and you're working nights most times, you've completely disrupted your circadian rhythm. Most times I give melatonin to them because they have to come back in the morning, right? And they can't go to bed. So when they take melatonin, it forces them to go to bed so they can wake up. So it's very unhealthy, but some people just, that's what they can do to take care of their family, right? And then sometimes if you've really destroyed your circadian rhythm, it's a tool to help you build it back. So giving you a little bit at a time to help build it back for a period of time. And some people, they have to be on it for a while. So it could be used intermittently. It could be used. It just depends. It's a case by case basis, and we'll have to kind of consider that. Yeah, but there's so many good uses for it. And again, if for travelers that travel to other countries or travel or even to another time zone, it's a great tool to have, because most times, and another thing you would notice that as you are in this phase of perimenopause and menopause, it's difficult to fall asleep as you could. You could go to the West Coast, and maybe before you could hit the sack after just the 2-hour difference, and now you go there, it's like lights off, and you're still like, oh, I'm in Texas time. It's not time. And then you use melatonin, and it could support helping you kind of get some rest. So many ways to use it. Yeah. More questions?
We've had a few variations of this, but people are asking about the most important nutrients and supplements for during and post menopause.
Oh, most important nutrients. We have a list ongoing of so many nutrients that are so important. And I'll tell you this, it would vary specifically, and it will have to be targeted to you as an individual. Because you're a person. And I would, and another thing you have to realize is what are your underlying conditions? Do you have autoimmune? So I will have to target that differently. Maybe I have to add selenium. Do you have chronic stress, or do you have really high stressful job that really keeps you wired and burnt, remember? Or are you really anxious? Then we have to target it towards that as well, right? Are you a mom that's doing everything, burning all sides of candles? So we have to target it to that as well. And then also, are you taking care of your loved ones, your family? And so it's not a one size fits all. Women are one of the most beautiful and most delicate creatures. And that is where a lot of medical providers miss it by putting us in a box. You can't put a woman in a box. We are all in this room, and I'll tell you, each and every one of us has a different rhythm that will work for you. Something different for you. Something different for me. And I might be on a different kind of regimen of hormones than what you're on. And I might be on a different kind of nutraceuticals that works for you. You might like phosphatidylcholine, and that works, but that's based on hearing what's going on and what your priorities are. You might tell me, you know what, I just want to get my brain back, and I want my body. I want to have, I'm going mountain climbing. I just want to get my agility back, and I don't care what it's going to take me. Okay, we're going to go on that. So one thing I want to tell you is you're not going to fix everything all at once. Embrace aging. If you haven't gotten our book, my husband and I, it was a little love gift to ourselves. We wrote a book that we said 9 years ago, and we completed it, and we have it. I want you, if you haven't gotten it, if you want to, if you don't have anything, instead of scrolling your phone, get the book and read it. Mm-hmm. But one thing is, we just want to embrace aging. It's a wealth of wisdom. You've earned it. You've earned the maturity. You've earned the wisdom. You just got to tweak things, but take it one at a time. Don't start. You can't fix it all. So don't look at yourself and like, oh, I don't like what I see. No, look at it and say, oh my goodness, I carry all the wisdom, the maturity, and I carry all the experience to share with the world. Who else has that? No, nobody has it, right? So look at it that way and fix it one at a time, and then you will enjoy your youthful aging. Mm-hmm. So we even have here, okay, well, she put some on there, even vaginal beauty serum. That's a good one, really good one. The progesterone is great, very natural. That's if you're in pre and peri. I am not, okay, so this is one thing I want to tell you. This is just another, so I'm just going to give you nuggets, right? Just little nuggets. I'm not always quick to start a woman in hormones because I know too much. Sometimes you know too much, quick. You want to test, you don't guess. Never, if you've not been tested, don't guess. But make sure you have the whole picture. Are we all clear on that? Mm-hmm. Don't do anything if you don't have your whole picture. Don't just look at your hormones. Make sure your providers are looking at you as a whole picture. Because you're whole, you're delicate, you're right. And then if you do that, then you want to see where you are and get your baseline. Women, okay, if you're 45 and older, if you've not had a bone density scan, I'm surprised nobody asked me about osteoporosis, osteopenia. No one's asking me. That's a big one. That's big.
I just got tested.
Oh, good. Oh, good for you. How many people have had their bone density scan done? If you're over 45 in this room, be honest. Have you had your baseline? And online, raise your hands if you had your baseline done. It's important. If you've not, get your baseline. Get your baseline bone density scan so you know where you are. It's very important just to see. So when those bones start acting up, you know. And then that way, like you mentioned, you can see where you are and see your osteopenic, what you need to do. And sometimes it motivates you to work harder in your tone and working out or strength training or whatever you need to do, flexibility and all this toning that you have to work on. So that's important as well. So it's targeted towards you. All right, next question. I'm enjoying this. Are you guys having a good time? Have you learned one or two things today? Are you taking up some few little nuggets? Okay, good.
Misty from online. This is a dermatologist I saw recently for a severe increase in acne said I had a hormone imbalance. She prescribed me some topical medicine to treat the acne, but not sure about the other. What is the first step to getting test treatments to fix this imbalance? What kind of doctor should I see?
Acne. All right. Good question. Okay. So can we start again? Because I want to break it down.
Sure.
Okay.
A dermatologist I saw recently for a severe increase in acne said I had a hormonal imbalance.
Yes, she has increased acne is hormonal imbalance. Question for us, for the audience. Increased acne, is that part of the symptoms? Perimenopause, right? Okay, good. Good. Wonderful. Yeah, that's part of it. Cystic acne. You remember reversing puberty, right? So we're reversing puberty. Like, what is going on? Okay, go ahead.
And she prescribed me some topical medicine to treat the acne, but not sure about the others. Like I said,
Okay. So topical medicine, does that fix the root cause?
No.
Does that correct the hormones? What do we need to do first?
Get a baseline.
Oh, wonderful. Get the baseline of just the hormones or everything.
Everything.
And then what else we need to know? We need to know about her lifestyle, what she's been doing. Has she been craving? What has she been, what's going on? Right? We need to check the sex hormone binding globulin. We have to check the DHEA. We have to check the testosterone. We have to check the free testosterone. We have to see if she's been taking something else, or maybe she's been on certain hormones that is causing this. So it's not just this. And you know what? To answer that question, I'm seeing a lot of women with cystic acne. And I'm seeing them on testosterone getting a lot of cystic acne. So it's great, but again, makes you wonder, right? So get to the bottom of it before. So good, very good question. So what do you do with that is you want to get a full picture of your hormones, and not just your hormones, the whole gamut of other things that could be wrong, and then get a really good workup on that, and then go from there.
And which type of doctor should she seek out? You.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I would love to help. I think it's a root cause thing. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't like to, yeah, I would help, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Function medicine. Oh, tip my hand. Okay, don't tip my hand. Well, yeah, I'll be able to help you. I can help you. I'm always just so shy. I don't know. I love to do what I do, but I'm not like, okay, come see me. Yeah. But yes, I think she needs a root cause doctor, don't you think? Yeah. Okay. All right, good. Okay.
And we got another poll question.
Okay, another poll question. What's your top goal for the next 6 months? Top goal. You have all this. I know we all have different goals. I know what yours is muscle build.
Yeah.
What's mine? Get the energy. Okay.
We're winning. Oh, we got a tie.
You have a tie? What's that? What do we have? I wish you could see it on that screen. Oh, I can't even see it now myself. What's the winner? Okay, it's coming up. Okay, it's coming up. All right, reduce stress and anxiety. Oh, that's a winner. Balance hormones naturally. Okay. So improve sleep came. Oh, okay, improve sleep also. Feel more like myself again.
Yes, number one.
Number one. All right, number one. Okay. So we all have those goals. Don't let go of that. You can do it. Okay. You don't have to wait till January 1st to do that. Start now. So you're not doing because you're in post, peri, meno. It's the best time of your life. You're redefining yourself, and you're doing it with a lot of experience, because now you know yourself better. You've gained a lot of experience about yourself. So, and doing it in a community also helps. Very important, right? Good. All right. Okay, I see a question coming here from Tara. Okay.
Yes. Is vaginal dryness and discomfort something I have to just live with, or can that be treated naturally?
Oh no, vaginal drainage, that's the easiest one to deal with. There are a lot of so many vaginal suppositories, estriol, estrogen form, that is non-systemic. So a lot of women worry about if they use it vaginally, if it's going to go into all the system. No, it's just local, and it works tremendously. There's some you can get that actually can be, that's now actually as a prescription that you can get from your provider and use it and use vaginally. So, or if you want something compounded, and so that's another option as well. So,
Now, how long does that last?
well, good question. How long? It does last. It does last it lasts a while. Some of them you insert weekly, and some every other day. Oh yeah, it does. And some women don't have to. You can use it once or twice a week, and it resolves. And you use either estriol or DHEA, dihydroandrogesterone, so you can use that. And then also, I also like collagen peptides for that as well. But it's most definitely taking one any kind of suppository, or just kind of insert the cream in yourself vaginally works wonders. And also probiotics if you're having UTIs, urinary tract infection. There's so many options for that as well. Okay, so there's lots of options. Please don't suffer. There are tons of options. There are lots of tools for the tools and tricks to help. Any more questions? Wow, what a very interactive audience. Wow, very good. Very good. Anything else?
We did have one come in. Is it too late to start hormone therapy if I'm already in menopause?
Very good question. Is it too late? It's never too late. Never too late. You just need your baseline, and yeah, never too late to start. Yeah, just need your baseline, and that's always important for me. Get your baseline. It's not too late to start, but get that whole picture. Very important to get that. Yeah. Any more questions? More? Good. All right. So we have a new product coming out. It's called the Calo Cup. I think it's on the slide there. This is okay. All right. I think there's another question, but we can go back to that later. I can't let me. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go back to that question. Great. What an interactive audience. So this, and by the way, guys, we have an amazing amount of people online. As you can tell, there's the questions, and it's just wonderful audience. I love this. Great, great, great. So we have this product, Calicup. We've heard of the GLP-1, right? All that, but now this is a natural form of it that helps to produce GLP-1, and so it can help as a tool. I never promised anything that's going to matter. It's going to help you lose weight. So help as a tool to help support the weight management and weight loss. So, and it's actually coming out as a clinical dose. It was actually formulated in Australia. Pretty amazing. I mean, the clinical data is very exciting, and we've seen good results. It's been in the market before, but now they're bringing out a professional strength and clinical strength one that will be helpful at a dose that we can taper off to a higher level of tolerance, so you can titrate it and use that in a month and work as a tool in addition to other things to help you attain a healthy weight in it, as long as you're doing other things, because again, there's no magic wand. Yeah, good. All right, so if you want to, we're one of the first that we're going to get those products, so we're going to get them in. If you're interested in trying it, let us know. We can get you on for pre-order for that. So, and you can scan that code and get your best self if you're interested in trying it and seeing how it works. So, oh, I think the Alphaceuticals are spelled wrong, Maria. I think it's okay.
Oh, let me put that in for our viewers online.
Female probiotics and else.
But Charlene was asking, she wanted to know what the name exactly was for the vaginal cream that will help with UTI specifically.
The vaginal cream. So it's a vaginal for the UTI as well. So for the UTI, it's that recurrent UTI. It will be a strain, a probiotic strain, and she told her to contact us for the probiotic strain that would help with recurrent UTI, and she has dryness as well, with the estriol specifically to help with that. And sometimes, depending on how recurrent the UTI is, sometimes I'll have a woman open the capsule and insert it in to kind of get that in. That it just all depends. So tell her to contact us. So, all right. Any questions? So last slide. Do you have any other one? Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope it's been a great evening. I've had a great time. Always a great time. And thank you for the energy you brought to the room. Look forward to seeing you soon. And I'm here. I'll be around for those online. Thank you for attending. And I know, please leave your information with us so you're very welcome. So I can stay in touch, answer more questions. And if I can be of help, get in touch with us so you can schedule a time with me one-on-one so we can get, you're so welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, you can get your one-on-one time with me. It's been a pleasure, always a pleasure, my joy, my passion. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.